Welcome to Wake Forest University's new Student Convocation for our newest Demon Deacons. As a courtesy to others, please silence all cell phones and other devices. To mark this joyous ceremony, we ask that you take your seat during the processional and that at the conclusion of the convocation, you remain at your seats until the recessional has ended. Again, welcome.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful to see you all again and welcome you to New Student Convocation. Over the past few days and in the weeks to come, you're going to have many opportunities to get acclimated to life as a college student, and not just any college student, but a student at Wake Forest. One who bleeds black and gold, one who has a favorite study carol in the library, and one who, with practice, learns how to pronounce pro humanitate. Seriously here, we are going to push you to think about complex issues. You will be invited to create and share your informed opinions. You will be offered the opportunity to experience research, and you will be encouraged to understand yourself, our society, and the world in new ways. In the coming years, you will be asked to weave your classroom education with real-world applications, learn to transform challenges into solutions, and seek out ways to exhibit the spirit of Pro Humanitate. You chose Wake Forest, and Wake Forest chose you because of our shared dedication to high standards, to excellence, and to bettering oneself in order to better the world. We share these values, and we are resolute in upholding them. Part of being a student at Wake Forest and living out our values in this community is honoring our commitment to academic integrity. I share this idea with you today because it is critical to the work we are about to embark on together. Academic integrity shapes the very foundation of higher education. It is our shared trust that we all approach our work, individually and collectively, with honesty. And it is that honesty that shores up our ability to ask those thought-provoking questions, to produce new knowledge, and to develop innovative solutions. Higher education has been built upon this bedrock principle. Academic integrity is also a core element of the Wake Forest learning community. There is a deep culture of friendliness and honor that permeates the lives of all Wake Foresters. Honesty, integrity, trust, and respect are the hallmarks of educational excellence on this campus, and we are responsible for holding ourselves and each other accountable to that expectation. And academic integrity is the cornerstone of your own personal journey at Wake Forest. Your name, your honor are linked to how we expect you to approach your work and how you respond to the academic challenges placed in your path. Know that your honest efforts in good faith will serve you for all the years to come. In just a few minutes, you will have the opportunity to pledge to uphold our honor code, as every class of Wake Forest students before you has done. This is a simple but a profound act. It is a means of illustrating your intention to yourself and to this community that you will accept the expectations of what it means to be a Wake Forester. It is our commitment to one another to be good and to do good. One of the most exciting days in the life of the university is welcoming the newest class of students. Today, I hope you feel our genuine and joyful invitation into this community. I hope you anticipate where your potential and passion will lead you, and I hope that you embrace this experience and the opportunities that lie before you. Students, welcome to your first semester of college. Welcome to your new academic home. Welcome to Wake Forest. I now invite University Chaplain Tim Allman to offer the convocation.
I invite you now to close your eyes, to take a deep, cleansing breath, and for just a moment to rest your wearied, worn, sleep-deprived, and emotionally laden bodies and minds and spirits. Though the afternoons are still warm and summer green is yet to give way to autumn red and gold, yet here we are, gathered together in Wake Chapel for a New Year's party. We have come together despite an ominous humidity to celebrate new beginnings. With pageantry and tradition, with metaphor and symbol, we ring in this new year. And like the unfolding of a fern or the leafing of a tree, like a steady mountain stream or full moon tidal current, like a heart carrying blood to all parts of the body, so a divine, omniscient presence is with us as well. It courses through our veins, our neural pathways, our souls pulsing in our very being, gladdening our hearts as it sweetens our disposition. Oh, this is a day. This is a day long anticipated by those joining our beloved Wake Forest family for the first time. For we, faculty and staff and administrators, are convinced that even the woods of Wake are unable to contain their joy at your arrival. See how poplar and maple and magnolia will run right down to the edge of Wake Forest Road to gather this class into their arms. But we know, too, that this excitement will wither. The newness will become dull like a much-used pencil. Days ahead will bring anxiety. The journey will grow long and the tasks wearisome. Surely you will be with us in those days as well, O God of many names. Enable us to stay on course, to move the rudder, to tack the sails, to zig and zag, especially when life is hard, the waves tall, and the days long. For when you give us our life's work, you also give us all we need to accomplish it. Thank you for this moment, this semester, the past, the future, the eternal now, your home and ours, and especially for your brilliant, soul-shining, illuminating love. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Alman. And good afternoon, new students. It's wonderful to see you here. Before I begin, I want to thank my faculty colleagues who represent Wake Forest's deep commitment to our teacher-scholar model. Students, these faculty, they are your advisors, your mentors, and of course, your teachers. I am so excited for you to get to know them. I also want to extend my gratitude to our staff colleagues. Most of them haven't joined us here today because they are out there still working hard for you, even though you're moved in. They've put countless hours into making New Deek Week possible. My thanks to all of them. You'll also see members of the university's leadership team represented here, some of whom are just as new as you are. They participate. All of these faculty here today, the university leadership team, our staff, they participate for one reason: because of you. Indeed, you, this mighty, mighty new class of Wake Foresters, are the reason all of us are here. Now, if you've read my bio, it's not required reading, but you could recreationally peruse it. You would learn that before I was a university president, I was, and I still am, a biochemist. So watch out for the research analogies, okay, and the science analogies. Put simply, when I directed a research laboratory, I studied life at the cellular level and the enzymatic processes that are occurring at all times in all corners of a healthy cell. But long before I was a biochemist, I was you. As were all of these faculty and all of our university leaders and our staff. Sitting in seats like these, I was at the University of Iowa, wondering what I would do in college and who I would become. I imagine many of you feel similarly right now. What should you study? Where will it lead you? So I want to share 3 reflections with you this afternoon as you settle into our academic community. These reflections are informed by my own experiences, both way back then when I was in college, as a scientist, and as a university leader. My first reflection is you will not walk this path alone. It's not only a reflection, but it's a commitment of all of us. I grew up in a small town in rural Iowa, and there were certainly no biochemists in my hometown, or at least none that I knew of. And when I was starting my first year, my thoughts were that I would be a dental hygienist. And why? Because that was a career path that I could see. From where I was coming from, it felt tangible. And it's really hard to dream of becoming something that you cannot yet see. But shortly after I started college, I met one of my advisors, Nancy. She took the time to truly talk to me. In other words, she really saw me and wanted me to keep an open mind. She advised me 2 weeks into class, already registered, to switch to open major and not commit to dental hygiene until I learned more. And this changed my path. It also put me in calculus. It changed my path not just in college, it changed my entire career path. And that's what I want you to remember. At Wake Forest, people like Nancy are going to appear on the path before you to help you, to guide you, and engage you in finding and discovering your place here. And through academic advising, first-year seminars, your residence hall communities, and beyond, that is how you will find your unique Wake Forest story. Get to know them. Engage with them. They'll help you find your path to belonging and thriving here in the forest. You will not walk alone feeds directly into my second reflection. College is a group project. How many of you have done group projects? You just love group projects, right? Okay, don't fear, right? Your individual academic performance, your leadership, service, and accomplishments, they got you here, and probably a few group projects along the way. What I'm referring to is that in college, how you engage with the people sitting behind me, our faculty, with those sitting to the left and the right of you, in front of you, behind you, up in the loft, that will play a role in how you learn and ultimately succeed, both during your undergraduate experience and after graduation. You will rarely work alone. Collaboration and connection truly matter. As a scientist, I learned this lesson quickly in the lab. My lab mates and I asked better questions, designed more effective experiments, and produced stronger results together than we ever could have alone. And I know you might know this too, but most experiments fail. So it's so much easier to recover from failure together than alone. Now, not every discipline is like the sciences. I am not trying to infer that. But no matter where you find your academic home, you will work with your faculty and your peers to make discoveries and to stretch your intellect. Embracing collaboration and connection will not only contribute meaningfully to your academic experience and equip you for life after college, it will make your time at Wake Forest richer and create relationships that will last a lifetime. So my first two reflections centered on relationships. You will not walk this path alone, and college is a group project. My third reflection is more personal. Finally, number 3, be true to your North Star. Here's what I can say with complete confidence. As you heard from Provost Gillespie, each of you deserves to be here. You earned it. But you will still need to ask yourself some important questions. Why are you here? What motivates you? What is your North Star? For me, as your university president, my why is you. Every single one of you. I was fortunate enough to have an undergraduate experience that transformed the course of my life. And I want to ensure each of you has the ability to experience your own personal and intellectual transformation at Wake Forest. You will hear that phrase, pro humanitate, frequently here. Our motto for humanity is Wake Forest's North Star. I believe that pro humanitate calls each and every one of us to be catalysts for good in society. Each of you individually will decide what pro humanitate means to you. For some, it is a call to volunteer in service to others. For others, it is embracing the opportunity presented through your vocation to make the world better. Others hear a call for justice and strive to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. My question to you, how will you choose to answer the call of pro humanitate? You have time to answer that question, to make that discovery. But whatever your answer, we are here to help you in your pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself and fulfilling your calling to be a catalyst for good. You belong here, and we are so glad to have you here. We are committed to ensuring all of our students are cared for and that all our students thrive. And we can't wait to see what you do. Once again, welcome to Wake Forest.
Thank you, Provost Gillespie, Reverend Allman, and President Wente. New Deeks, it's great to see you all again. Welcome to Waite Chapel. Over the next 4 years, it is here that you will attend lectures from some of society's leading intellectuals, participate in academic ceremonies, and take part in cherished Wake Forest traditions like Love Feast. Amidst these remarkable traditions, there's another legacy that you all should know about. Serving as a foundation of our community, the Wake Forest Honor Code is a tradition that encapsulates our identity and our values. By choosing Wake Forest as your academic home for the next 4 years, you have embraced a commitment to honor and integrity. This commitment extends beyond the classroom walls and into all facets of your campus life. This code is more than just a mere formality. It's a living aspect of our community. The people surrounding you in this room today will evolve alongside you, sharing in your educational journey both inside and outside the classroom. In practical terms, the Honor Code calls for a pledge to abstain from deceiving fellow community members, to uphold academic integrity by not cheating or plagiarizing, and to refrain from any form of academic or interpersonal misconduct. This commitment lays the groundwork for mutual trust, illustrating our collective dedication to being responsible for our actions and our behavior. Today, you affirm your commitment to upholding these principles by signing your name and agreeing to the Honor Code. Please detach the card from your program and take a moment to read it. If you need a program, raise your hand and one will be given to you. Pens can be found on the backs of the chairs in front of you. All right. I will take the conversation as you all have signed your name on the card. As you sign your name, you pledge to support and uphold the honor code. Alongside other members of our incoming class of new transfer students, you now commit to making the honor code an integral part of your life at Wake Forest. As a class, please take a moment to sign your name on the card if you have not. Great. This signed card is yours to keep as a reminder of this moment and your pledge to uphold the honor code. Again, welcome to Wake Forest, and may your years ahead be as transformative as they are memorable.
Good afternoon. As Associate Dean for Academic Advising, I invite you to visit us in the Office of Academic Advising whenever you need academic questions answered or just need someone to listen as you work through your many options at Wake Forest. We are the office that supports you beyond your lower division advisors who you've met. To find us, simply go straight across to Renolda Hall. Turn right or left, and there we are. Now, you might never need us, or like many students, you may find that your original plans need rethinking at some point. If you find yourself in that situation, that's perfectly normal. 35 years ago, and it's hard to admit that, I sat in one of the seats where you are right now, listening to people giving words of wisdom. And truthfully, I don't think I remember anything they said. But one thing they said was true: I would change. In the next 4 years, I made multiple course corrections and I found my path. But don't worry, I'm not some old guy just trying to tell you that he knows exactly who you are or what you're going to experience. All I'm saying is that I have some idea what you'll discover in our motto, Pro Humanitate. As a classicist, I know that Latin always sounds epic and sometimes suggests the grandiose, but Pro Humanitate doesn't necessarily begin with heroics. It begins with a human community that you build with each other right here and now. A few rows up or across or down, maybe the lab partner you start a company with, or the people you study abroad with and become friends for decades. Somewhere in here might be your life partner. After that is when the heroics really start. The next stage of Pro Humanitate. You've certainly seen already in the last few years what it means for humanity to need a bit of saving, to need its best and brightest to solve a problem. And in the last few years, humanity has really needed true leaders in almost every discipline that you'll find here at Wake Forest. Somebody who will really fight for humanity, for all of us. And whatever your path, we can't wait to see what you're going to become. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's good to see you. You've received a lot of advice the past few days, and you've also learned about our expectations for you, from your families, perhaps from your older or younger siblings, from current students, and certainly from us. Provost Gillespie and I left our session yesterday in this very room absolutely energized by your vision and your capacity to live out Pro Humanitate. My goal for you in this moment is that you soak it all in. Beginnings can be scary, but not nearly as scary when you have community. And let me tell you, from personal experience, this is a special one. On our campus, you'll see two small words that have a big impact all over our campus. Those two words, those two letters are we. When you run onto the football field in just under a week as our newest Deeks, you'll wear a We Are Wake t-shirt proudly, and I want you to remember the power of we. That you have people, that each of us has a responsibility to maintain the community that we all so desperately want and need. And as I close, I want to remind you that that same nervous, excited energy that you feel right now, and yes, nervous, excited is one word, is likely what the person next to you feels. You'll have bumps, you'll have obstacles along the way, and that will build character and resilience. Expect them. You're wired to navigate them. And the beauty is that you don't have to figure them out alone. My advice to you is to talk about them. Bring them to light. Ask for help, and I guarantee you'll find that you're not alone. Wake begins and ends with two of the most important letters that form a powerful word, we. I look forward to being a part of your journey for the next several years as you make your way through the forest.
My goodness. Let me join my colleagues in offering a warm welcome to the class of 27 and our newest transfers as we bring your new student convocation to a close. Like you, I'm starting my first year at Wake Forest with much anticipation and a little bit of nervousness too, if I'm honest. I've been in higher education for nearly my entire career, and I still get a wee bit anxious when I start something new. So know that I hold a special place for this group as we embark together as newbies on our Wake Forest journey. In the coming years, I hope that I will even have the privilege of having some of you within my class in the Women and Gender Sexuality Studies department. I'm very much looking forward to that. This year will offer a lot of firsts for us newbies. We will lace up our sneakers for our first Hit the Bricks in a few weeks. We will host trick-or-treating for community schools during Project Pumpkin on the quad right outside. And we'll light candles at Love Feast here in a few months. A few short weeks ago, I didn't know what any of these events were. There will also be your first classes, your first midterms, your first group projects, and your first exams. And I can feel you all getting tense when I say that. So let me remind you of something very simple and so necessary. Breathe. Just breathe. Stop for a minute. Breathe deeply and feel yourself slow down. It took me a long time to learn to do that and to remember to do that regularly. After at least 20 years of practicing, I'm getting the hang of it. When things are stressful or new, I still have to remind myself how much it helps to just stop and breathe. Of course, these firsts ahead of you will always come with tough decisions and stress. You may not get the class you are hoping to take, or you may struggle with a research project or a thesis paper. Whatever you face, it may feel overwhelming in the moment, but I urge you to take another deep breath and then use the resources you've heard about already here today and earlier this week and asking for help. Everyone at Wake, your faculty, your academic advisors, your administrators, and especially myself, are all committed to your academic success and your well-being. We care about each of you and your success here. My hope is that in 4 years' time, we'll look back to this moment and see how far we've come together. We will have learned more about ourselves and our fields of interests. We will have adapted to necessary changes. We will celebrated each other and our successes and found opportunities through our failures. And then we will meet like this again on the quad for your graduation, when I will challenge each and every one of you to find ways where the lives we've created here at Wake Forest grow beyond this campus to make change in our communities. Today, we start on a path that offers us deep inquiry, intellectual exchanges, and lifelong memories. That's really exciting. So let's get started with our first Wake ritual together, the pinning. To help us lead in this pinning ceremony, I now ask Brianna High, a senior from La Plata, Maryland, who is majoring in philosophy and minoring in politics and international affairs, to join me on stage.
Would our new and transfer students please rise? If you don't yet have a pin, please raise your hand and an usher will get you one now. Please organize yourselves into small groups of 2 or 3 or 4 so that you're facing a couple of fellow classmates. As you affix your distinctive pin to your lapel or collar or top, please repeat loudly and proudly after me. With this seal, I declare myself a full member of the Wake Forest community. I will help shape this institution, respect this institution, honor this institution. Amen.
Congratulations. A quick reminder as we move toward wrapping things up. Be sure that you keep your new DEEC Welcome Week mobile app handy so you can stay up to date on the exciting events planned for you throughout the next few days and weeks. In just a moment, we'll be ending this ceremony with you, and you're all now more fully members of the Wake Forest family. I will ask you in a moment to stand for the singing of the Alma Mater after you just sat down. The words are found in your convocation programs. Following the singing, please be seated again for the recessional. So lots of standing and sitting. You're going to stand up in a moment. So now, please stand and go Deeks.